With Barbariccia and Rubicante getting their Neo-Vision awakenings, and Gobez slated to appear later, who's left? Blue Guy and Spike Guy? Okay, I think I'm good. Barbariccia's Trustmaster reward is a materia that boosts HP and magic, but really, it's amazing that it has 4 magic killers against 4 different species. It also now boosts the damage modifier for magic abilities, but kinda barely. This materia can stack though, but I wouldn't recommend it for most units over other types of boosts. Her Super Trustmaster reward is an accessory of magic. It also has a passive that very slightly boosts Arrow Raw, a bit, but better, but still small boost to Aeroga and Tornado, and the best boost is directed to Aeroga 5 and Raging Wind, which isn't as common as the last two. It also boosts HP. MP has a small boost to Evasion, a double human killer, and a much better boost for Tornado and better Tornado. And magic. Onto her active abilities. Barbariccia's black magic can now be upgraded, with Tornado being the strongest. Cyclone Shield lets her evade 4 attacks. Ominous Forecast will give her team a Reflect, boosts Barbariccia's magic by 300%, and gives her a restored magic buff. Magic Boost is stored, but you have to use it multiple times. Allow me to amend my past mistakes will strengthen Barbariccia's Layer Burst modifier, but can't be used at the start of the fight. And then we'll skip everything to go right to her grandest ability, Rising Air Current, which boosts her wind damage by 50%, her magic by 300%, her Layer Burst damage by 200%, and fills her Layer Burst gauge. Passives. With her Trustmaster reward or Super Trustmaster reward equipped, Barbariccia will get 4 types of magic killers, and a weak damage modifier buff to Tornado. She's also gained Strong Reaper and Human killers, half the Captain Layer Burst damage, and a small Layer Burst regen. She now prefers to carry a single weapon, meaning half the cap to the Chain Layer boost, and is now able to quadruple cast. At EX plus 2 she gets Warring Spirit. At EX plus 3 she gets 500 magic. Let's look at her Layer Burst. They actually updated it, strengthening the damage modifier, raising the Spirit Break to 85%, and the Imperos are just good. Time to change forms. Barbariccia's Brave Shift has a 4-turn duration and a 4-turn cooldown. Onto her active abilities. She's cut down her magic spells to her strongest ones, and has gained a few other abilities. Stone Touch inflicts Petrify and 80% full break. Mighty Gust isn't very good. Shining Wind Sanctuary boosts your team's wind and light resistance by 100%. Barrage Wind boosts your team's wind resistance by 130%, can give them a 50% physical mitigation buff, and lets them evade 2 attacks. Passives. But for Trustmaster reward or Super Trustmaster reward equipped, Barbariccia gains a lot of stats, a big boost to her physical evasion, and half the Captain Layer Burst damage. With that lock passive, she'll hit the 300% cap, as she retains most of her good passives in this form. Her normal attack has been changed to Not That You Will Ever Leave Alive, which lets her evade 3 attacks, and she also absorbs wind damage in this form. Let's look at her Layer Burst. Inflicts a 135% lightning and wind imperil, 85% defense and spirit break, deals wind magic damage, and strengthens the damage modifier of Tornado. Time to make a damage rotation. On turn 1, cast Rising Air Current, and triple cast Tornado. On turn 2, activate her Brave Shift, and quadruple cast Tornado. On turn 3, cast Allow Me to Amend My Past Mistakes, double cast Tornado, and cast Ominous Forecast. On turn 4, use her Layer Burst. On turn 5, quadruple cast Tornado. You're forced back into her base form, so stick with Tornado until you can use her Brave Shift again. So, EX2? While EX plus 2 does get you Warring Spirit, it's not so useful for Barbariccia given the constraints of her Brave Shift and restriction on her grandest ability. Overall, her EX awakenings just benefit her through stats. So how good is Barbariccia? Well, her Brave Shift's Layer Burst damage modifier, once buffed, is equal to Emperor's, which actually says a bit more about him, given she has stored magic buff. Her Tornado playstyle is a bit more interesting though. While it's not as strong as Renoa's, it's much better than Poppy's, though Poppy relies more on her Layer Burst to deal damage anyways. Ultimately, though Barbariccia herself is kind of strong, she herself doesn't particularly push wind magic any further. However, her Super Trustmaster reward can be given to other units, primarily Renoa, to strengthen her viability if you want to use her for wind. It's just such a shame that the last effect doesn't stack. Thanks for watching, and if you liked this video, leave a like and subscribe. Comment below how far you can take Barbariccia. Mine is EX0.